Good morning students and welcome to the new lecture of accountancy. Today we have chosen a topic that we are actually going to start a new topic, that is depreciation. So till now you have just studied about, you come to know about what is the meaning of the capital. You also know about what is the asset and the liability. So capital is actually the you can say the amount which you invested in the business, whereas the assets are just like the business properties. With the help of that you use those property, and you actually with the help of that you just make the way of your earning and the way of the generating the revenue. And the liabilities are all your liability means you are bound to pay at a certain set of the time. So here if we discuss further about the assets. Assets means, as I have told you, like the property, the business property which are actually uses in the business just to generate the revenue. So when you are using any asset, any property, it means ultimately the result of using that property is going to be its value of the asset is going to be day by day, it's going to be deplete, or it is with the year or passage of time, the value of the asset become less or less or less. It means every year you will find out there is a less value just because you are using it, or you can also say that just because of the accident, or just because of the old using just because of the introduction of the new technology, the old one become the obsolete or useless. Then these are the reasons your asset become, the value of your asset become less from, if it is presently the value of your asset is 1000, and or you can say 1 lakh, but the passage of the time, but the use of the time, use of the asset, or you can say, as I have explained you about, if due to the accident or due to the new technology coming on the way, that the value of your asset become lower down. So how you notice down, or how you notice the written down value of the asset, that this lesson is all about. So the written down value of the asset, it means a gradual decrease in the asset when you are using it is called the depreciation. So what is the meaning of the depreciation according to the accounting? So depreciation is a permanent and continuing diminishing in the quality, quantity or value of asset. So it means that it is a permanent or a gradual decrease in the value of asset. Asset may be your land, your building, your machinery, your layout, your plant and layout, anything which is actually added in the contribution of generating your revenues, your business property, all are assets. And day by day the value of asset, when it is decreasing, it is called depreciation. There is also that you should also know about that there is a one depreciation, the other meaning of written down value of any asset is also the amortization. Also we use the word amortization, but the difference and the meaning of these two are the same, but they are used differently, because depreciation we are using for the asset, the diminishing down value of the asset which are tangible, just like land, building, machinery, and amortization means it is also the written down value of the asset, but the asset which is intangible, which cannot be seen or touched. But you have to also noting down the written down value of those kind of assets. So in your chapter, in your topic and the syllabus, we have basically the two kind of the methods, that is the straight line and the diminishing down value method. Also we have the introduction of the provision. Although we have the two methods, but this two method become the four when we are actually introducing the provision. So there is a one straight line method, but this straight line method can be done either with provision, or you can also do it without provision. So we can have a one method, you can do it by the two ways. The other method, that is a written down value, that is also you can do it by the two ways. First, when the provision is created, or the second one, that is when the provision is not created. So we can say that in these two methods, actually we are doing the these two methods the two ways. So we have actually the four types you are to be studied. So before doing it, I just want to discuss more about the depreciation. What is depreciation mean all about? Here means that depreciation means fall in the value of tangible assets because of its uses or with the influx of the time or due to the absence of or the accident. The depreciation is a permanent, continuing and gradual fall in the value of the fixed asset. It is a permanent and a gradual fall in the asset. It means with the passage of time, when it is gradually your assets value become less, it is called the depreciation. So there is one definition of depreciation, that depreciation may be defined as a measure of exhaustion of the effective life of an asset from any cause during the given period. So depreciation is the diminishing in instant value of asset due to the use and or lapse of the time. So these all are the definitions. You can read it and you try to understand the point. With the help of these definitions, we can also have some characteristics of depreciation. According to that, depreciation is a fall in the book value of the asset. Also, we can say the book value of the asset is permanently, gradual and continuing diminishing in the depreciation. It is also the fall in the book value of an asset either due to the use or with the flux of the time, and also it occurs gradually unless it becomes absolute due to the technological development. Depreciation is an expense which does not involve the cash. So it is actually the non-cash expense. Although you are not to pay the amount of depreciation to anybody, that's why it is a non-cash expense. But it is the charge of the P&L. It is definitely come to the debit side of the P&L. Whatever the depreciation you are calculating for your assets, you are also showing it to the P&L on the debit side, because in the debit side of the P&L, all expenses and your losses come to the debit side. That's why the depreciation also be there in the debit side of the P&L. So we can have that what are the different methods. We try to understand that first, that is the method of the depreciation that we have already explained here, that is the straight line method and the written down method. So the straight line method, under this the percentage of the original cost of the asset is written off every year as depreciation. As a result of this, the amount of depreciation is uniform every year. There is also one example. If an asset cost is 1 lakh and 10% depreciation is thought proper. So through thought proper, so rupees 10,000 would be written off. So we can say that with the help of this example, if the amount or the value of the asset is 1 lakh and you are charging the 10% of depreciation, and so it means that you have to follow the formula about this. So if there is a straight line method, there is to calculating the depreciation, we have a formula that the cost of the asset minus the scrap value upon the estimated useful life. So here you can say that we can calculate the depreciation with the help of that. Suppose if the asset, the value of the asset is 1 lakh and the percentage of the depreciation is 10%. And if there is also the scrap value of any asset, you have to also minus it. Suppose there is a scrap value is 10,000. So what you have to do is 1 lakh minus 10,000, that is the scrap value. It becomes 90,000. So here cost of the asset become 1 lakh minus 10,000 as the scrap value, because it is there given. Upon estimated life, suppose there is an estimated life is 10 years. So with that you can calculate the percentage of the depreciation. Also, if you have the value and the percentage is given given to you, it means that you only need to multiply the percentage of the depreciation. That if the value of the asset is 1 lakh and if the value is 10%, so you will have the 10,000 as a depreciation. So in the straight line method, every year you are to be stable for the value of the depreciation. Every year you are to cut down that 10,000 as a depreciation. So we can say with the help of this, you can see with the help of this small graph, you can understand. There is an asset, this is the graph of the asset and this is the graph of the depreciation. In the straight line method, you will see that every year the value of the asset become diminishing. It is the value of the asset become low and low and low. And every year you are to just note down the same amount of depreciation. Every year you have to cut down the depreciation on a same amount. That's why it is called straight line method. It is straight line method depreciation because every year you have to cut down the depreciation to the same amount. That amount will not be changed. Once you are calculated the depreciation, usually in the straight line method, in a first year you just calculate the depreciation for the whole year, and every year that depreciation will be cut down. You need not to do more further calculations because once you have calculated the depreciation for the straight line, it will be remain for the every year. So here it means there is a straight line. It means every year you will cut down the amount of depreciation on a same value, and with the every year when you are just reducing the gradual decrease from the asset, your asset become low. The value of the asset become less or less or less every year. So we can have some entries regarding the depreciation. Before that, I also want to continue about that. Sometime the provision is also given to you. So here also provision means you have also created a provision for charging the depreciation. In some question the provision are given to you, but in some question the provision will not given to you. That can happen in the both cases. You can have the provision in the straight line, and also you can have the provision for the diminishing down method. So we can have that we have actually the two option, that is with the two option, and we have a two method. So it means we have a two method and also the two option. Either we create a provision or we will not create a provision. So in a straight line we have the two ways to solve the question. When the examiner is given to you that you have to do or you have to calculate the depreciation on a first method. Simply if it is given to you, you have to just pass the simple entries which is given here, and when the provision is given you have to also insert some entries regarding the provision, because the depreciation is actually coming via from the provision. It means directly you will not charge the depreciation from the asset account. It means that with the help of these two graphs you can understand this. There is no provision. It means that directly you can see that the value of the asset is going diminishing down, and you are straightly charging a simple same amount of depreciation every year. It is there in the straight line. But when we will move to the depreciation, when you are charging, or there is a you have also created or maintained the provision for depreciation account, then you have to understand this point that if this is the graph of asset, this is the provision for depreciation, and this is depreciation. So what happened to you is you have to take asset. The asset in the provision of depreciation will show the same amount, because actually the depreciation you will charge not from the asset but from the provision. So in this case every year the amount of provision will decrease, because you are actually the depreciation you are charging from the provision. That's why this amount is going to increase every year. Here the difference is, you can see that here in the straight line the steep of or the curve is going to be down. It means the value of the asset becomes, you are showing here you will charge the provision from the, you will charge the depreciation from the provision. I am repeating it, in the provision, when there is the provision, you have created the provision, then you are to charge your depreciation not from the asset, but you have to charge the depreciation directly from the provision on depreciation. So it means that in the, when you have created the provision, the amount or the account of the asset becomes the same. It will be remain the same, but you are to charge the depreciation every year from the provision. That's why every year the provision, the amount of the provision become gradually increases. And every year, how much is the depreciation you are charging, you are going to be transferring to the P&L. So it will be happening for the both cases. Either you are taking, you are doing the straight line method, or you are doing your sum with the diminishing down method. But in both the cases, you are at the end, all the depreciation is going to be transferred to the P&L account, because at the end of the financial year, we have to transfer all our account either in the P&L or in the balance sheet, because there are some, we have the liability, we have some assets account, we have some expenses account, the revenue account, everything is going to be transferred in once at the end of the year. That is, either the entry will go to the account, will go to the P&L, or it will be the balance sheet. That's why at the end of the accounting year, how much your depreciation is, that has to be transferred to the P&L. And I am repeating it, either you have created a provision or you are doing the sum without the provision. Either you are doing the sum with the straight line method, or you are doing the sum with the diminishing down method. Every year at the end of the accounting year, you are to transfer all the amount of your depreciation to the P&L account, and it will definitely go to the debit side of the P&L, because the depreciation is actually the expense, but it is a non-cash expense. Even then it will be shown to the P&L. Now, as we were discussing about the straight line method, I was telling you that in the straight line method, once you have calculated your depreciation in a first year, it remains the same for the remaining year. There will be no change in the depreciation. The whole depreciation is, you will charge, first you will charge, the same amount will remain same for the every year. You need not to do the calculation every year. It means once you have calculated your depreciation, the slab of your depreciation, it will be every year that slab of depreciation is going to be reduced the value of your asset. So, but if we will go with the second method. So, second method says us that in the written down value method or diminishing down method, every year you are to charge your depreciation with the written down value of the asset. You are to charge, you are to calculate the value of the depreciation every year. It doesn't mean that once you are calculated in the straight line, you will do the same here. The difference is, suppose there is an asset of rupees 1 lakh and you are to charge the depreciation with 10%, and the time is suppose 3 years. So we have the 3 year, every year you are to charge the depreciation. But if it is a case, if it was a case of the depreciation, then you are to straight line depreciation. You are to charge a simple depreciation, that is 10% on 1 lakh, that is the 10,000. Every year you are to decrease or deduct your 10,000 value if it is straight line. But because we are doing the question with the written down value method, then you are to take every year you are to do the calculation. Suppose in the first year, the value of the asset was 1 lakh, and 10%, if you are cutting down your value with the depreciation with 10%, you will have the 10,000. So it means first year when you deduct the depreciation, the value of the asset become from 1 lakh to 90,000, because you deducted 10,000 as an amount of depreciation. So it is at the end of the second year. If it was a straight line, the portion of straight line, you have to again minus your 10,000 and depreciation, but because here we are following the second method, that is a diminishing down value. Here we have to calculate our value of the depreciation. Depreciation is a diminishing down. So the value of diminishing term is not 1 lakh but the 90,000. Why? Because you have deducted already the 10,000 from 1 lakh. So on the 90,000 you will again calculate the 10% depreciation. So when you calculate the depreciation of 90,000, it becomes 9,000. So this is the difference in the diminishing term. Every year the value of the amount and the value of the depreciation become less, gradually less, as the value of the asset is also gradually less. So here in a first year it was the 10,000, in a second year it was again less from 10 to the 9,000. On a third year you are again has to calculate your depreciation on the diminishing down value. What will be the diminishing down value for the third year? That is when you are deducting the 90 from the 90,000, the 9,000 you will have the 81,000. So on the 81,000 you will calculate your 10% depreciation for the third year. So here you will deduct not the 10,000 but the 8,100 from 81,000. So you will here have the 72,900, the value of your asset on the third year. So this is a depreciation. This is a way. But if we were doing this sum on the straight line method, every year the 10,000, the slab of a 10,000 you are going to be straightly directly deducted from your asset. So if we will compare this portion with a straight line, we will have here the 70,000. You will have here the amount 70,000 because from the 1 lakh, first year you deducted the 10,000, you will have 90. From the second year you deducted again the 10,000, you will have 80. On a third year you will deduct the 10,000, you will have 70,000. If we are doing the sum with a straight line, with the first method of depreciation, but here you can see that with the help of or using the second method of depreciation, you will have here the 72,000 and the 900. So there is the little decrease. So we can say that if we are comparing the two methods of depreciation, it means first is the straight line method and the second one is the your diminishing down method. So the straight line method is actually the oldest method of calculating the depreciation, but if we compare the straight line with the diminishing down method is more effective for calculations, for doing the accounting. So these are the methods. Now come to the entries. Simply when we are just passing the entry, when we are not creating any provision, it will be these entry will be same for both methods. Either it is a straight line or it is a diminishing line, because the methods are actually uses for the calculating the amount, but for the accounting entry, either you are following the straight line or you are following the diminishing down. The entries for passing in accounting will remain the same. There will be no change for the diminishing down or for the straight line. So see here, you can see that if you are not creating, if you are not maintaining any provision, the entries will be first entry, that is asset account debit to bank. It is the entry when you are first purchase the asset. So when you purchase the asset, in the both cases the entry will be the same, that is the asset account debit to the bank. So you have to also write the narration of it, that is being the purchase of asset. So here asset is coming, it is a real account, and bank is going, it means you are paying the amount for the purchase of asset. Depreciation, always remember the depreciation is charged at the end of the accounting year. So it means it will charge at the 31st of your March. So it means on 31st of March or the end of the year, either basically in a normal course of action we take our accounting year from 1st April to 31st March, or somewhere it is 1st Jan to the 31st of December, also somewhere it is taken, but when it is given you in the question, then you are to take it. Otherwise it is obvious that we are to take our accounting year from 1st April to the 31st of the March. So at the 31st of March or end of the year, we are to calculate or chart the depreciation. So here we have to pass the entry that depreciation account debit to asset. So here it means you are charging the depreciation from the asset account. How much the depreciation you are charging is going to be transferred to the P&L by closing the depreciation account to the P&L. See here, with the passing the second entry, you open the account of depreciation, and with passing third entry, you are closing your depreciation account by transferring all the amount of depreciation to the P&L. By passing third entry, that is P&L account debit to the depreciation account. With this entry, you are actually closing the depreciation account and you are putting all the amount which is present in the depreciation, you are transferring it to the P&L debit side. So this is the entry when the provision when there is no provision, or you have not created any provision. These are the basic entry. And see, this is the purchase entry, will not come again and again. It will become only once when you purchase the asset. Every year till the asset is with you, or till the asset becomes zero, or if the asset is sold out, till you are passing these two entry, every year you are to charge the depreciation from asset and you are to transfer the depreciation. These two entry will be going till how much the time is given to you. Now moving to the second part, that is when a provision for depreciation is created. I am repeating it, provision can be created either for the straight line, also you can take provision at the second method, which is diminishing down. So only the calculation will be changed, but the entries will remain the same. So here also, if you are creating the provision, what will be the entry? There is a little change in the entries. First entry remain the same, that is asset account debit to bank. It is an entry when you purchase the asset. It will remain the same. See here in the provision, when you are not creating the provision, or when you are creating the provision, the entry becomes the same for purchase of asset, that is asset account debit to bank. You will not going to change this entry because it is a general entry. Next, now the entry is going to be changed because here you have created the provision. Your second entry of charging the depreciation will be changed. Here you are taking the depreciation account debit to asset. You are charging the depreciation directly from the asset, but when we are creating the provision for depreciation, we will pass the entry, that is depreciation account debit to provision on depreciation. I am repeating it, the second entry for charging the depreciation at the time when you have created the provision, the entry will be depreciation account debit to provision on depreciation. So you are charging the depreciation not directly from the asset, but with the help of the provision you have created. The second and third entry will be remain the same, that is you are transferring how much the depreciation you have charged has to be transferred to the P&L with the same, that here also you are passing the entry, that is the P&L account debit to depreciation. The same entry you are going to pass here also at the end of the accounting year, that is P&L account debit to depreciation. So it means there is a little change only in the second entry, that here in when you have no provision, you are to pass the depreciation, or you are to charge the depreciation directly from asset. That's why it is depreciation to asset. When you have the provision for depreciation, then you have to flip the asset account to the provision from depreciation. That's why you are taking here depreciation account debit to provision on depreciation. So these are the two methods, with or without the provision, and I also try to show you with the help of these graphs that it is the graph related to the straight line. Here it is the graph of the asset and the depreciation. This is the graph of your provision. When there is a provision is created, then you have to see these three graphs. One is the asset, it remains the same, stable. It means still it is not sold out. It means it remains, you will see that only one entry will be passed in the asset, that is when you purchase the asset. gradual decrease of your asset will showing here in the provision account. Every year the amount, the steep of the arrow will go up down, upside. It means here the arrow will go upside. It means every year with the adding of the provision, adding of the depreciation, the value of depreciation, this provision is going to be added. But also the depreciation as you are charging is going to be how much you are charging, you are transferring to P&L. How much you are charging, it is transferring to P&L. So this is all about your how to pass the journal entry with or without the provision. Also I am explaining you that how the straight line method you will calculate the amount of depreciation in straight line, and also how you will calculate the amount on the diminishing down value. So every year in the diminishing down method, every year you have to calculate the depreciation. But in the straight line, you need not to calculate the depreciation every year. Once you are just calculating the depreciation for the whole year, it will be passing for every year. But expected, it means that till you are not selling your asset. So when you sell your asset, it means that when you do the disposal of your asset, you have to have some, also you have to pass one more entry. When you are disposing of or selling your old asset, then you have to pass one more important entry, that is for the asset disposal, the entry will be bank account debit, depreciation account debit, gain account debit. If when you are selling any asset, when you are selling your old asset, either there is a gain or there is a loss. So if there is a gain, it will become to the debit side. So you will pass these three entries, that is bank account debit, depreciation account debit, gain account debit to asset account. But if there is a loss, then you are to pass this entry, that is asset account debit to loss. So this is actually the vice versa. When there is a gain, you are to pass that gain account debit to asset. When there is a loss, you will pass the entry, that is asset account debit to loss. So when you are actually disposing the asset, you are to calculate, you have to see that how much the amount is coming as a sale of your asset, and what is the real present depreciation of that disposal, asset disposal, and the asset you are disposing of, and also either there is a gain or there is a your loss. So when you are disposing the asset, there are three things must come in your mind, that is the amount, the disposable amount, that is in what amount you are selling your asset, also what is the total depreciation of the asset, and also either by comparing the or just calculating the present value and the saleable value. When the present value is more than your saleable value, it means that there is a loss. When the present value is less and your sale value is high, there is a gain. So also you are to calculate either there is a profit, gain, or there is a loss. You will not say profit, because when you are selling any asset, it's not the matter of profit. Profit is only on when you are doing your business. So you can here say that it is a gain. So if there is a gain, you have to debit it here. So entry will be bank account debit, depreciation account debit, gain on sale of asset account debit to asset. But vice versa, if there is a loss, you are to pass the vice versa entry for the gain, a loss, that is the asset account debit to the loss on the sale of the asset. So this is all about how you have to pass your depreciation, how you have to pass all the entries related to the depreciation. So in your syllabus, we have basically the two methods, that is the straight line and the diminishing down value method. Also, you are to be very much clear about how to pass the entry, how to take care all the entry, how to maintain your account when there is a provision is given to you or when there is no provision given to you. So there is a little change in the entries, but when you do the sums, when you do the regular, you will do more and more sum, you will have the practice on that. I am suggesting you all my students that how much you will do the practice in accountancy, you will have a mastery on that. And I need all my students to be clear all the logics relating the accounts, because 11th class account or 11th standard account is just a base on the building that you are actually going to be read in the coming year. All these logics and all these things which you are now reading is not you are going to be put here. It is going to be added in your coming year. All these concepts which are very much important for the coming classes. You cannot ignore any of the topic. You cannot ignore any of the concept, because it is actually 11th standard is actually the base of your coming year. You are to use all these methods, all this formula in your accounting. It's not that if you are reading this, it is not going to be used for the coming year. Definitely, it is going to be used for the coming year, because if we say about this topic, this is simply a depreciation. It means the calculation of the diminishing down value. How you just noting down the diminishing down value or a depreciation, the calculation of depreciation. It is just a small topic, but this topic is very much important when you are making the final account, because you are to calculate each and every the written down value method of all the assets and also show in the final account. So I think this is enough for today, and we will definitely meet in the next lecture. Till then, I will say good luck to all my students. Thank you.